O'Brien.
What's going on, everybody? This is Jacob Shoup. You're watching the Tom O'Brien Show. I don't think I'm going to be doing it tomorrow morning because we have live trading Fridays with Larry Pesavento. You got to come on in. This is a freaky market for sure, and it is definitely helpful to have someone there with you while you're trading. We're going to figure out what's going on with our internet here in just a moment. Got it right here, live trading Fridays. The way this whole thing works is from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern time in our Tiger's Den trading room. What is it, 25th tomorrow? Yeah, 25th tomorrow. We're running. So this is, when you buy the subscription, you get 2 sessions, right? So, you know, obviously it didn't work April 11th, so you're going to be able to go to the next one, the 25th here, tomorrow, and then again, what is that date? I believe the 9th of May as well. All right, let's move on here. Man, so this is a weird market right now, okay? You're up 1.82%. None of this, again, this has been a very news and headline driven kind of market. Not a lot of stuff going on right now. There was some discussion that, what was it? Trump said that they're talking when asked about China, but then he clarified that they didn't necessarily mean China. He's going to speak today as far as I'm aware with the headlines, but we've had this kind of stuff consistently where, you know, there was news that he was supposed to speak at 11 a.m. today, right? And it didn't happen. So I guess now it's at 5. That might not even be the case, so we'll just see what happens. The volume is exceptionally low today on the SPY, right? We still have an hour left. But the idea that we can get somewhere even close to what we did yesterday, I mean, there's going to have to be a lot of action here throughout this next hour. We're going to have Tim Ord on, so definitely stay tuned for that. Take a look at the 10-year. I mean, we're not really budging in a major way. Okay, so the 10-year yield's at 4.3, hasn't really moved that much. 30-year, 4.76. 2-year, 3.7. Dollar isn't moving any major ways, kind of flat, honestly. We're at 0.12%. Your SPY is trading up 1.82%. Your composite trading up 2.33. On that note, with the composite and the Qs really in particular, we have to decide to never listen to whatever those analysts at TD Cowen are saying ever again. I don't know what that is, but it has now been 2 times. We call it the first time. They're saying that Microsoft and Amazon are divesting out of data center build, and that has just been false every time, and it caused sell-offs, not only this past time, but the time prior as well. So I don't know what they have going on there, but yet Amazon and Nvidia reiterate that there's no slowdown in demand for this kind of stuff. Okay, so you have Amazon right now trading up, let's see here, trading up 2.78%. Nvidia has had unbelievable price swings over the past few days. You know, we were very shortly, you know, around like $95, trading at 105 right now, trading up 3% on the day. Quite a massive gap up, and yeah, you know, we're trading kind of in this next gap up here. I still think we have a leg down. You know, your VIX is decreasing a little bit, but you're still right near that kind of upper band that you usually have, right? December you had a high of the 28 there, and of course your 29. It is interesting that you're getting such massive price swings, meaning like percent-wise. I mean, we'd have like 2% days either way in things like the SPY, and your VIX is still somewhat low here. But, you know, we're not in this like kind of settled state. So there's still volatility in here, I think. We'll kind of see what happens with that. It is nice that this is continuing to come down somewhat. But I with this kind of volume, with the just bad headlines that are just not clear at all, you know, I don't like this market whatsoever. It is nice that the cloud companies are being bought. Of course, Nebius itself is doing quite well, up 6.88% right now. So that's a good deal. Of course, they're very big out in Europe. They're you know, renting out a lot of their compute as well, right? The demand's massive for Nebius, as of course Arcady is saying. So definitely be following that. Of course, I like Nebius quite a bit. I just don't like equities really currently. And you know, we've seen days like this already, you know? it's just important to go back with NVIDIA. I mean, look at this chop that you have, right? And honestly, I mean, what will probably end up happening, and we're already starting to see it form, but is really this, again, it's going to be very choppy, but in a much narrower band. You know, we were speaking about that even in December and January, that you could potentially see some stuff like this in the market. And then obviously Tim Ord has shared the same kind of thoughts. You have Bitcoin off 0.24% right now. So weird, I mean, talking about headlines that are just horrible and don't really explain anything. Taking a look at, is this SEP? Yes, this is Cantor Equity Partners. The whole deal with them, this is just a sad kind of deal. You get a lot of people, I know it's up 66% right now, but you have a lot of people who are going to be down, you know, roughly 40% from this point, right? Yeah, they don't even have much data on them at all. So what's going on with this? The idea is that the headline was that they're going to buy 42,000 Bitcoin, or they're somehow going to acquire this. If you did all the math out, you know, regarding that asset value, how much a share represents of Bitcoin, you know, you would get something, and this is, I think, kind of what a lot of people were doing. I'm trying to pull this up right now. Yeah. So, I mean, that would have given them a net asset value of 42,000 at the current market price of Bitcoin, about 3.9 billion, right? And if you did it all out, you know, Bitcoin per share, you're going to get something along the lines of $320 of Bitcoin that was selling at 32 bucks. And this was pushing this thing up. And the actual news came out that they only have 2.7% exposure to that 42,000 Bitcoin. And that obviously crushes a ton of stuff. You know, so I mean, when you're talking about a fair value, or just, you know, like a flat net asset value, price per share for SEP should be about 1023. You know, the multiple, you know, at this level of like a 2.6 multiple is pretty nuts, I think, for Bitcoin. MicroStrategies is not even trading at a 2.6 multiple, okay? They're 2.06, and in my opinion, I think that multiple actually comes down when you get more competition. So we'll talk some more about that when we get off with Tim Ord. Stay right there, folks. We'll be right back.